It's official, Daniel Ricciardo, the Australian speed demon, is back on the grid, replacing Nyck de Vries at Alpha Tauri. But this is not just about driving for the sister team again. Oh no, Ricciardo has something much bigger in mind. The Formula One world has been sent into a frenzy with the unexpected news of Daniel Ricciardo's return. But what is the hidden truth behind Daniel Ricciardo's shocking F1 comeback? Let's uncover the truth piece by piece. In a surprising turn of events, Nyck de Vries has been let go by AlphaTauri after only participating in 10 races this season. The former Formula E and F2 champion made a noteworthy impression during his one-off drive for Williams last year, securing a respectable 9th place at Monza. However, his first full season in Formula One has been challenging. Unfortunately, AlphaTauri has found itself at the bottom of the championship standings, and de Vries has been unable to contribute any points in the first 10 races. His highest finish so far was 12th place at the Monaco GP. "I'm very pleased to welcome Daniel back into the team," said AlphaTauri team principal Franz Tost. "There's no doubt about his driving skills, and he already knows many of us, so his integration will be easy and straightforward. The team will also profit a lot from his experience, as he is an 8-time Formula One Grand Prix winner. I would like to thank Nick for his valuable contribution during his time with Scuderia AlphaTauri, and I wish him all the best for the future." But what triggered this sudden move? A simple phone call. Yes. Sources say Ricciardo was impressive in the Pirelli tyre test with Red Bull, his first drive in 2023 machinery, and that his best lap would have been good enough for the front row of the grid in Sunday's British Grand Prix. F1 reporter Lawrence Barretto, citing insider sources, revealed the extent of Daniel Ricciardo's impressive performance during his debut outing with the RB19 at the Silverstone test. So much so, according to a report by ESPN, that team principal Christian Horner was on the phone to Marco within an hour to let him know just how fast the Aussie was, and de Vries was informed almost immediately he was out. Ricciardo's return to the grid is welcomed by fans, but it also raises questions about the overall driver management within Red Bull. The real reason behind Ricciardo's return is simple. He craves a top car, and ideally, he wants to be back in the Red Bull racing seat. After an enforced sabbatical following his departure from McLaren, Ricciardo is eager to prove himself and secure a top car, preferably with Red Bull. Ricciardo's return to Red Bull team this year has been marked by limited track work, as he primarily engages in commercial activities and simulator driving. While he serves as a reserve driver at a few Grand Prix events, he is determined to get back on the grid and regain a competitive position. His desire for a top car, especially a seat at Red Bull, has been publicly acknowledged by Ricciardo himself. However, Max Verstappen's position at Red Bull is secure, given his status as the team's star asset, and Sergio Perez is under contract for the following year. With limited options available, Ricciardo has chosen a less straightforward path. The recent development of de Vries losing his AlphaTauri seat presents an opportunity for Ricciardo to emphatically prove himself to Red Bull. Although it may seem unusual for Ricciardo to return to where his Formula One journey began, he has openly expressed his willingness to do so if it increases his chances of securing a proper seat with Red Bull. The right mentality for Ricciardo is to impress as an F1 driver, whether it be with Red Bull or another team. His stint with AlphaTauri will begin from the Hungarian Grand Prix onward, but Ricciardo's focus is already on 2024 and beyond, with Red Bull in mind. The underperformance of Sergio Perez adds to the timing of Ricciardo's return. With poor qualifying results and a lack of podium finishes, Perez's current form is under scrutiny. This could potentially open the door for Ricciardo to secure a racing seat with Red Bull in the future. However, public statements from the team's management have expressed support for Perez and denied any rumours of a replacement. Daniel Ricciardo may be all smiles about his Formula One race return, but he is set to face a brutal reality check when he hits the track in Hungary. As Daniel Ricciardo gears up for his Formula One comeback, he will be facing a daunting task of battling a car that has placed AlphaTauri at the undesirable position of being at the bottom of the constructors' standings. However, the challenges don't stop there. The Australian driver will also have to confront a critical weakness of the AT04, which coincidentally is the same area that caused him struggles during his tenure at McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo Ricciardo has earned a reputation for his affinity towards cars that excel in underbraking and corner entry. When provided with a machine that possesses these characteristics, his brilliance shines through, as evidenced by his numerous breathtaking late-braking overtakes. However, as his time at McLaren revealed, if the car fails to instill the desired confidence in him during corner entry, the situation can rapidly deteriorate. Ricciardo's performance is intricately linked to the car's ability to meet his specific requirements, and finding the perfect balance will be crucial for him to unleash his full potential on the track. As he told F1's Beyond the Grid podcast last year about his corner entry issue, it all starts there. If you struggle with a corner on the exit, normally it's a product of what happened through the corner that's put you in that position. Let's say difficulty on the exit. Most difficulties start on the entry. Maybe not all, but most. In recent discussions prior to the decision regarding Daniel Ricciardo, Jonathan Edels, the head of trackside engineering at Alpha Tauri, openly acknowledged the team's pursuit of a solution for the crucial issue at hand. It seems that the team was fully aware of the challenge they faced and was actively working towards finding a resolution. The late entry, let's say rear instability, which was the bigger weakness, that's the area we've been working on, he said. We have improved it, but it's still a weakness, I would say. Given the complexity of the current generation of ground effect cars, finding a setup compromise that can effectively handle various corner speeds has proven to be quite challenging. Jonathan Edels admits that any issue encountered in one particular area of the lap can have a ripple effect, impacting other parts of the circuit as well. With the late entry, and with that part being a weakness, to try to address that, you end up making other areas of the car slower, he said. The ability of AlphaTauri to swiftly address and resolve this issue could play a pivotal role in determining Daniel Ricciardo's prospects for the remainder of the season. However, from Ricciardo's perspective, his previous encounter with corner entry difficulties during his time at McLaren might have equipped him with valuable insights and knowledge to tackle the situation more effectively this time round. Red Bull's ultimate goal is to have a strong second driver alongside Verstappen to secure consistent podium finishes and support their championship aspirations. The switch to Ricciardo and the potential return to Red Bull Racing highlights the team's pursuit of a driver who can challenge Verstappen and contribute to their Constructors' Championship campaign. Red Bull, the parent company of AlphaTauri, has maintained that they are not planning for a Ricciardo return. However, they have chosen him to replace de Vries instead of promoting their junior driver, Liam Lawson, for a reason. Ricciardo's extensive experience and commercial appeal make him a known quantity. This decision may indicate a relatively low-risk, high-reward approach for Red Bull, as they replace an underperforming driver with the potential for an exceptional performance from Ricciardo. It also offers Ricciardo a chance to demonstrate his capabilities on track. The decision to replace de Vries mid-season raises questions about Red Bull's driver decisions and their evaluation process. De Vries, despite struggling against his teammate Yuki Tsunoda, was signed by Red Bull to partner him at AlphaTauri. The sudden change in the driver lineup suggests an impulsive decision-making process by Red Bull, with regretful consequences. It also exposes the lack of serious opportunities for their own junior drivers such as Lawson, who have been overlooked in favour of external options. In conclusion, Red Bull's decision to replace de Vries with Ricciardo at AlphaTauri is part of a bigger plan to strengthen their driver lineup. De Vries' struggles and Perez's underperformance have created an opportunity for Ricciardo to showcase his abilities and potentially secure a seat at Red Bull Racing. The team's aim is to find a reliable second driver who can consistently perform at a high level alongside Verstappen. That said, the AlphaTauri weakness could trip up Daniel Ricciardo in his Red Bull quest. So Ricciardo's return certainly promises to be one heck of a ride. Thank you for joining us as we uncover the hidden truth behind Daniel Ricciardo's shocking F1 comeback. Remember, the drama continues both on and off the track. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to stay up to date with all the thrilling updates from the world of Formula 1.